start. I don't know
which.
Dominic's
middle name is Justin, and he was named Justin because he was born just in time for Christmas. that is a real thing. That is 100% true.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bits and Pieces podcast. I am your host, Nick, joined with
Miguel,
Gus,
Isaac,
and our special guest, Jose.
And Jose.
And Jose. So anyway, we're here today. We're here before our... we always turn up on Fridays. So, you know, this is before our Friday turn up. I'm just kidding. We're not that cool. But, you know, okay, so I have opening fun, which I'm always going to introduce as opening fun because it's super lame to introduce as opening fun. Miitomo. I started playing Miitomo.
Hey,
Everybody plays Miitomo.
Yeah.
Isaac, you don't have a Miitomo?
No. Make a Miitomo.
You're not cool.
Make it right now.
Get
If you don't have a Miitomo, you don't have a life.
I can live with that.
Isaac, please. You need to get a Miitomo.
It's only when Pokemon comes out that, you know,
Pokemon
I'll
Go.
invest time in there. Yeah, Pokemon Go.
You'll invest time in Miitomo when Pokemon comes out? Or
No,
on
I
your
said
phone?
I'll invest time in Pokemon.
What if you need a
Oh.
Miitomo to play Pokemon Go?
That's
And
true.
your Miitomo is your Pokemon trainer.
Very true, Isaac.
Shoot. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to join up then.
Just saying. So Miitomo is a little Nintendo app that you create a little Mii, you know, or you can import yours from your Wii or Wii U or Nintendo 3DS. And he just does stuff. You can dress him up. Mine has a little bear hat on right now. It's like a bear, like actual like.
So, what exactly do you do with the app?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You answer questions.
You answer questions about yourself to your Mii. He takes those answers to your friends, and you learn things about your other friends through the Miis.
That you never wanted to know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned what Gus had for dinner yesterday, for example.
What did Gus have for
What was
dinner
it?
yesterday?
I don't know. I learned it 2 days ago, so it was actually a couple days ago his dinner.
I
You know,
learned
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I probably won't remember it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a reminder.
Yeah.
Where's all this data go?
It's a good
Facebook.
question.
Facebook.
Facebook working with Nintendo.
That is actually a very good question. Yeah, I
I
don't know
didn't
where it
sign
goes.
these terms and conditions.
Yeah, like
Who reads that?
Nerds.
like what if they're just like feeding the NSA with all of our information?
About what I had for dinner last night?
Who knows? Maybe
That-
you planned it on a schedule, so like a certain dinner every night of the month, and then like they plan to put like a poison in your meal
Oh,
for
God.
your most favorite meal.
That's true.
Jose and our banana nut boys.
Oh, that's true. Every day. Living the banana nut life.
Anyway, so yeah, Miitomo is pretty cool. Miitomo.
Currently, I have it running right now, and I'm talking to Jose's character.
Oh my god. You want to show the camera?
So the game is almost like unplayable for me because my my screen is all messed up.
What'd you?
What did you do to it?
I don't know.
You dropped your
Whoa.
phone.
It
That's what you
cracked
did to
and
it.
then it did that. All
You
my
just
daily
dropped your
bonus.
phone. That's what you did to it. Don't drop your phone anymore.
You know, drop it again just the right way, and it'll fix it.
That's true.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe you just don't drop your phone.
I didn't do it again.
Don't tell him how to live his life, Nick.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Then don't bitch about your phone.
square up. You want to square up?
I'm squared up right now. Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, so Miitomo, definitely check it out. Please do,
Yeah.
do, and friend us all because I need more Miitomo coins, and that's the only way you can get
My me
coins.
photo.
Wow. Oh, I got one of those.
The new me photo.
Yeah, but all right then. So now we're gonna move into our WTF headlines. So yeah, we got some good ones this week,
Lay it
to
on
say
me,
the
Nick.
least. Oh, you're gonna love one that I loved. You're actually not gonna like it. Let's put it that way. You're not gonna like one of my favorites because
It's
you're
the
gonna be
Nick
like,
thing.
oh my god, why did that happen? And I'm just gonna be like, because it's funny. You'll see.
All right.
What? Huh? Are you reading this right now? Did I read that correctly? What the f? You know what? Whatever. We're running with the story anyway. WTF Headlines by the Bits and Pieces podcast.
And here we are with our WTF headlines for this week by the Bits and Pieces podcast. soon as I get to my page. All right. So this is going to be the one that you hate me for liking, Isaac.
Okay.
2-year-old Utah boy was beaten over having a dirty diaper. The parents were finally sentenced this year. So this happened last year?
How long? Last year?
Wait, how long did they beat him? I don't know. They beat him
No,
to death.
I was going to say, how long had it been since?
It's been like a year. So they finally got sentenced for it. They got 15 years in prison.
15
15.
for beating their kid
To
to
death.
death over a dirty diaper. How old was this kid?
5.
What are you saying? You would have beat him?
No.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, they killed someone who couldn't even control like bodily functions correctly. I'm guessing.
If he didn't want to get beat, he could have controlled it.
That's what I said. I mean, okay, Jax, for example, right? He doesn't poop on the carpet because he doesn't want to get spanked or yelled at. So he doesn't poop on the carpet.
Yeah, but that's like the dog's already learned that.
Do you know
You're
how
saying
hard
a
it
kid
is?
can't learn that?
Capable of controlling its bodily functions. A
So
baby
can it-
can't do that.
A 2-year-old.
A 2-year-old.
Isaac, I left my 2-year-old dog at home by himself. Why can't I leave a 2-year-old child at home by himself?
We're getting back to this conversation.
is
Like
the
we could
exact
leave
same
water
topic.
and food on the table for the
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. Remember that lady? Remember that lady who got in trouble for leaving water and food like a responsible mother for her kid while she went to go party, and then she came back and someone was mad at her and she got in trouble and went to jail. That's fucked up.
It's not the same, but all right.
I mean, you don't want to show up to a party with a baby, right?
So I wouldn't want to show up to a party like a baby. Then how am I going to go home with someone and make another baby? Boom. Exactly. Real talk right here.
Want that money?
I want that money.
And like another thing, you know how hard it is to get poop out of carpet, especially if it was like brand new white
No.
carpet.
It's hard, Isaac. It's hard. I don't blame the parents for beating him. They had every right. It was their child. They did
I
it in
give
their
up.
home. It was not in public.
I give up.
I'm messing with the crowd. I don't condone the beating of babies. It is kind of messed up.
Kind of messed
It's
up.
extremely.
Just kind of.
Just kind of.
Just
But yeah,
kind of.
like, dude, that's fucking crazy. But this is what I brought up. I told Jose about this article at the gym, right? I was like, okay, so they got 15 years, right?
Which is entirely too little.
Do you know the kid, the Ethan, what's his name, that killed like 4 people in a drunk driving accident when he was like 16,
Bradbury.
right?
I
Ethan
can't
Couch, affluenza.
Ah,
That
okay.
kid,
yeah.
He is probably only going to get 2 years. They finally, because they brought him back because he violated parole right by running to Mexico. So they brought him back, and the judge said that he's going to aim for a 2-year sentence. And it's like, wait, he killed 4 people. These parents killed 1. They got 15, and he's only going to get 2. By that logic, he should get like, was that 60 something?
He was a minor when he committed the crime,
Like-
right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so he only gets 2 years.
Well, you know, our friend's cousin, he murdered someone with his car, and he's getting out. He got out of juvie in
Oh.
like 3 months, right?
Yeah. All right, go on, Isaac.
I would say by that logic, like, if you're going to go about how many people you killed, should like determine the length of your sentence. It's like, well, then what would like a mass murderer's like sentence be? So let's say someone who's killed 15 people and like first degree murder each of them because like they were premeditated and everything. Some people would say, well, he should get life in prison with no possibility of parole. But then other people would argue that the only kind of option for that is capital punishment. And then, you know...
I
just-
agree with the death penalty, and I agree with capital punishment.
So, like...
Our friend's cousin that murdered someone with his car, he should probably get the death penalty because he killed somebody. If I steal somebody's water, they should be able to steal my
That's a
water
little harsh,
back.
though.
Huh?
That's a little harsh, though.
I don't think so.
If you kill someone accidentally,
Oh, it was accidentally.
yeah, he didn't try to crash into someone on purpose.
Oh, okay. Accidentally, that's different. But I thought it was on purpose. I didn't know the full specifics of the story.
Wait, why would you crash on purpose?
Yeah.
Because you were fucking psycho.
Because
I
they
don't know.
didn't pay you that money.
They didn't pay you that monies.
They thought they were gonna get a free ride. They didn't bring the gas money.
Be that Suge Knight incident.
Jeez.
The shit, yeah, it's like the Suge Knight. I killed them on accident.
I didn't see him. I just
Just
backed
happened to
up.
be in front of
I
my
didn't-
car.
hit
Yeah,
him
I
again.
didn't. He just happened to be in front of my car when I accelerated forward, intending to kill somebody.
But then again, those guys did pull out a gun.
Yeah,
They
But,
didn't
I mean,
move out
should
of the
not-
way fast enough.
yeah, they didn't move fast enough. Hey, I'm just saying, shit happens.
I guess heads roll, but not babies.
All right.
Baby heads
Our
don't
second
roll.
our second topic is chimp escapes zoo in Japan, leads police on a 2-hour chase.
Wow.
Now, I got some updates on this story. Not only did he lead him on a 2-hour chase, he was running around the city. He got wrapped up in some sort of like electrical wire and stuff. He didn't get shocked to death. That's the crazy part. It's unconfirmed, but he may have been inspired by the Chihuahua that ran around in San Francisco.
Oh, Beverly Hills Chihuahua too.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
going to San Francisco. That was the title of the movie.
I lost my head.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No, Isaac, it wasn't the title of the movie.
Okay.
Anyway, but so the chimp escaped the jail,
Zoo.
the jail for
Jail
the jail
for
for
animals.
animals. He escaped the zoo, and they dedicated so many like police officers to go find him, and I'm just like, wow.
Well, I mean, they really don't have much else to do. I mean, Japan
Until earthquake hits,
Or the tsunami.
or the tsunami. 2 earthquakes hit in a row. Did you see that? Yes, today and yesterday. It was 6.2 yesterday and 7.0 today.
Jeez.
Yeah, back to back. That's
But was
crazy.
that during the
chimp? No, the chimp thing was last week or earlier this week rather.
Yeah.
You
So
know-
then they really didn't have anything to do
They should be on standby at all times for
Yeah.
chimp escapes.
for chimp escape.
Ape Escape 3.
Yeah, it was Ape Escape. They were just like, I've been training for this my entire life. It's finally the sequel to Ape Escape, real life with VR.
VR.
Can you imagine an Ape Escape in VR?
I would probably play
That
it.
would be cool.
I would.
So what would you do? Would you would it be like first person shooter with like a trank gun, or would it be like
No, have you
real
never
bullets.
played Ape Escape?
no?
You just run around. You're a kid named Spike. You run around. You swing at apes with a net, and you catch them. And then you have different items you can use and stuff too. But it's like a platformer, but you catch apes. I can't believe you've never played it.
I've never played it either, so don't feel bad, Isaac.
Both of you, geez, it's so fun.
I
It
was,
a
thinking
PlayStation
of
exclusive, though, to be fair.
Monkey Ball, Super Monkey Ball.
Oh, Super Monkey Ball.
And I was thinking, think about that in VR. First
I'd get
person.
sick. I think I'd get sick. That'd be pretty insane.
Wait, you said what PlayStation?
It was a PlayStation 1 exclusive. They had one for PS2, didn't they, or no?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had one. They had 2 for PlayStation, 1 for PS2, and then they had a mini game in Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, not Subsistence. It was in Snake Eater though, and it was called Snake versus Monkey, and you were Snake and you were trying to trank all the monkeys and catch them. And then in Ape Escape 3, they had a mini game that was it was essentially Metal Gear but with apes.
Nice.
So you were a snake, but you were a chimp, and you were like trying to escape
Like an
from-
actual like snake, like
No,
slithery
no,
snake?
no,
or-
No. he
What
was
the
an
fuck is
he was
wrong
an-
with you?
He's an ape instead of a human.
It's an ape. It's a monkey. It's a chimpanzee that's dressed up like Solid Snake.
Same exact plot as the regular games. Everything's the same dialogue,
Yes.
same cutscenes.
You're just
Just an
playing
ape.
as a chimp,
Okay.
and the enemies are
Basically,
chimps.
Planet of the Apes.
And your
style.
your gun is shaped like a banana, and you shoot banana peels at people. That's literally the premise of this mini game.
Is it just Metal Gear 1?
It's just Metal Gear 1.
Really?
It's like the first section of Metal Gear 1, and then it's a couple levels, I think.
My next Metal Gear Solid Monday.
Yeah, just gotta hunt down a version of Ape Escape 3 and plug the PlayStation 2 into your Elgato. There you go.
Jesse might have one.
Just emulate it. It's okay.
You get emulated too. Anyway, but yeah. So third topic, guys, is this is funny too.
If I could smile,
Isaac isn't gonna like this one either.
That smile was off camera.
Isaac, you work at a Burger King. I call you. Hey yo, you got that Big Mac? What's your answer? You work at a
No.
Burger King.
We don't sell Big Macs here.
no.
Role play.
Okay, role play. I'm afraid, sir, that we don't have Big Macs.
Yo, that's messed up. You should break your windows instead. What do you do?
Break the windows.
Wait, really?
Prank caller convinces Burger King employees to smash their own windows. Burger King employees were fired. They claimed that they were convinced.
Where was this at?
Midwest somewhere.
Okay.
Gus is like,
got no
Gus is
more
like, that's
them.
where they bang their cousins.
A customer
Is that how
convinced
Pop Punk's
them
made?
to break their own windows. Was he convincing them with the threat of
No. Nope.
like going in there with a
No.
weapon or
No,
Nope.
people don't got anything else to do except
He just
smoke weed and
convinced them
stuff.
to break their own windows. They broke them and they got fired.
He's just like, guys, you know what'd be really cool? You break your windows, and immediately, boom. That's it.
Windows
That's
broken.
simple.
That's how it happened.
what kind of world do we live in where people do something so absurd?
America.
Maybe he was a
America.
hypnotist. You
That's
know,
true.
Oh,
think about
Maybe
that.
he hypnotized him over the phone.
Can you do that?
I mean,
I think I heard
wasn't it
something
Chris
about
Brown that kissed someone through the phone? I'm sure you can hypnotize someone through the phone.
that. I think that's
You know, like what's that guy's name? Peter Piper, or the guy with the flute and the mice?
Yeah, Peter Piper.
The Pan Piper.
Yeah, like yep, it's like that except through the phone. Why wouldn't it work?
Well,
That's
they
true.
weren't
It's a-
nice to begin with.
But
Hey, with
But you
brain,
may-
with brains like that,
like
But
you can play the
technology
brown
has
note.
advanced since those times. So how can it not work on a human at this point?
Isaac,
You know?
is your mic on?
I do believe it is.
Okay,
It's possible.
it's possible that it's on.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
Yeah.
You gotta lean forward. But
Yeah, I always look at my mic
Yeah.
if it's on.
but
I'm paranoid that way.
yeah. So Isaac is just like, that's so stupid. Why are people so dumb?
Because they got nothing else better to do.
Yeah, you gotta remember they also don't live in California. I mean, us Californians, we're genius
You a genius.
Compared
genius.
to what exactly?
compared to anybody who doesn't live in California.
I don't know. Maybe New York.
Is DJ Khaled? Where's DJ Khaled from?
I have no idea.
Miami.
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
that's Florida. We all know what happens in Florida.
We all know what happened to Flo Rida.
Florida. There was a story once where Flo Rida was trying to Google himself, and it came up with Flo Rida, right?
Yeah.
But then when you were trying to Google Florida, it would just come up with Flo Rida.
Oh, okay.
So Google Florida was trying to make him change his name, and he was just like, "Why don't you all change your name?" So then they got Google to you have to be very specific. If you type in Florida, the first result is Florida, the state website, and then the first 3 results are Florida, and then the rest are Florida.
Yeah.
But if you put the dash, Florida is all the way at the bottom, and then Florida is at the top. They had to just change the SEO settings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
That
was
seems weird because there's no space in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, there's a space in
Yeah,
it.
but what if you accidentally just put a space? You never know.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
Why would you put a space in
I
Florida?
don't know why, but yeah, okay.
Why are you Google searching Florida in the first place? Exactly.
Maybe you're going on vacation.
Maybe
Why
it's
would
for
you
a
go on
school
vacation to
project.
Florida. Go somewhere else.
One of those elementary school
Go,
projects.
come to California for vacation.
Only SoCal though.
Or
Yeah,
don't.
only SoCal. Don't go to North
I will
Cal.
say this. That's an annoying
No Cal.
commercial. The California commercial.
What California commercial?
The one where it's like, oh, come visit California for your vacation. I was like, I live in California. Why am I getting this commercial?
Oh, because they
Only
actually
put it in
air, they
hotel
air the
rooms.
commercial in California. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
I was like,
The
give it to only
commercial's
hotel
not the
people.
problem. The problem is they're airing it in
I
California.
mean, to be fair, California is pretty big.
Visit
and it's
California.
very diverse.
That is
in different
true.
parts of
California
it.
is the size of some countries.
Yeah.
To be completely honest,
It's
so is
actually
Texas.
bigger than some countries.
Yeah, so is
Well,
Texas. So, I mean, to
actually,
be
I think-
fair.
I think
We're the biggest state.
Is
What?
Texas? No, Texas is the biggest state, isn't it?
No,
No, they-
Alaska.
It's,
I
it's
think the
Alaska?
city of
Alaska.
Riverside is bigger than certain countries.
It's bigger than Monaco.
Yeah.
Well,
Riverside County is one of the biggest counties in the United States.
San
it's
Bernardino's
certainly bigger than
San Bernardino's the
than
biggest one, I
Vatican
think.
City.
Yeah.
So,
San
yeah.
Bernardino's the
That's
the
why
biggest
Riverside's
county.
so much better than LA and Orange County on that list of places to hang out and party.
Yeah, because it has so many different locations in it.
Well,
Like
what about
Claremont.
San Bernardino? San Bernardino is almost a country. to
Isn't
itself.
Claremont Riverside County, right?
I
think so.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, for example, there you go. What?
We have the most hookah bars per square mile.
And you know this how?
He's
That's
been to
not
all of
Different
them.
research. No.
Hookah
Yeah,
monsters.
Roosters.
Well,
yeah,
just
I was about to say, what about San Bernardino?
what about San Bernardino?
Like, it's the
The
size.
most
of-
highest murder rate per capita in the world. I'm messing with you. Jeez, Isaac.
Really?
No, I'm messing with you. I don't know what it is. It's probably like Haiti or something.
I was just saying because San Bernardino is even larger than Riverside.
And the county is even bigger. The county is the first biggest, but it's not on that list because it has San Bernardino in it. That's why it's not on the list.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
If you go south of the university, it's not a fun place.
So north of the university is just fine.
North of the university is literally just mountains and then the desert. So I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You might get
All you're gonna find is
attacked
white
by-
people and polar bears.
and sand cats.
So
Okay.
Yep.
Polar bears it is.
All right.
Wait, polar bears.
I'm messing with Jesus, Isaac. Please, you're
Isaac,
taking forever.
stop.
I
Alright.
was just like,
Don't be dumb, guys. There's
Yeah,
gonna be
don't be
penguins,
dumb,
not polar
stop.
bears.
Penguins.
All right.
Mountain penguins.
Penguins.
Pengu.
I was thinking you meant to
Penguins?
say grizzly bears, but
No, it was bears, just polar bears, dude.
bears.
Bears in general.
All right. We're gonna be taking a quick break, and then we'll be right back with our main topics. So we'll be back. Hi, I'm Nick Esparza from the Bits and Pieces podcast. This year, I decided to join Extra Life. Extra Life is a Children's Miracle Network Hospital's fundraising program that empowers the gaming community to make a difference in the lives of local sick and injured kids. Participants fundraise year-round and during a 24-hour gaming marathon each fall. Video games, board games, even card games. This year, that stream happens to fall on November 5th, 2016, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is a group of 170 hospitals that rely on your donations to provide the best care for kids. Since 2008, Extra Life has raised over $14 million for this cause and has gone towards things such as critical treatments, research, and equipment, as well as helping the families who cannot afford this care. There are a few ways I would ask you to help. Donate to anybody on the Bits and Pieces team roster. We could all use your help reaching our donation goal. Spread the word to your friends and family, gamers and non-gamers alike. That always helps. Watch the stream on November 5th via twitch.tv. The stream may not be suitable for all audiences, however. For my personal friends and family, I have a special challenge for you. I would like you to donate and come and help us on the stream. Come play some video games with us, feed us, take naps with us, whatever we happen to be doing at the time. It'll be really fun, awesome. I encourage that. I encourage you guys to get involved with me. But please note, as I said before, the stream may not be suitable for all audiences. Stick around for links on more information on Extra Life and Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Thanks. To learn more about Extra Life, visit extra-life.org. To donate to a team member, visit bit.ly/BNP team, then click on a team member to see which hospital they are supporting. And to watch the stream, visit twitch.tv/BNP podcast. We'll see you there. All right. Welcome back from that break. We hope you enjoyed it. Okay. So we have 3 main topics today. The first one that we're gonna lead into is so I'm just gonna paraphrase the headline, but I'm definitely gonna put the link up in this one because it was based off of a CNN opinion piece.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, the Nigerian military rescued some of the Boko Haram girls, the ones that were kidnapped by Boko Haram.
Boko Haram.
You know what? If they could fucking speak English, we wouldn't have this problem.
I agree.
Boko Haram. They were, that's that Islamic extremist faction of
The name meaning something like Western knowledge is forbidden or something like that.
72 virgins and still included. So anyway, they kidnapped these girls from Chad, Nigeria, and
I forget. I think it was mostly from the area of Chad, though.
yeah,
But yeah, they were in their school dormitory, and then
and they got
suddenly-
kidnapped.
Yeah.
So a small group of them were actually rescued by Nigerian military forces, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
They interviewed a couple of them. One specifically stood out to this writer that was writing this opinion piece. That little girl said, "If I had a gun, I would have killed my rescuer." It's like, whoa, dude, really? Why? That's kind of messed up. She talks about how I think this girl had a tattoo of her husband's name on her stomach, and she said that was because he was a commander, and if he were killed, she would still be treated well or whatever, because she could be identified as the commander's wife, because they wouldn't believe what she was saying because she's a woman. So
Right.
they're gonna be like, "You're not the commander's wife. Let me see your tattoo," and then she has a tattoo, and they're like, "Oh, okay." So as funny
Wait.
as that oppression is,
Like a dog's tag.
yeah, yes, they treat women like dogs. That's the joke. It's not a joke because it's not
And how
funny
old
because
is
it's
Oh.
this girl?
true. She's like, I don't know, probably in teenagers now, like higher teens, I would assume, right? Because they were kidnapped when they were like middle school age, right? Because this happened like a year or two ago.
Okay.
So she's probably like 16, 17. Anyway, so this opinion piece continued on to say that, you know, that's really interesting that these girls were taken from this school and then their ideologies were warped to the point where they thought it was like they were doing totally fine because like so they talked to another girl. She was involved in a suicide bomb plot, right?
Okay.
And her suicide belt didn't go off. She went to blow it up and it didn't go off. So obviously she came back and they just kept her there at their compound or whatever. And she was just like, yeah, I believe in what they're doing. You know, this is my home, blah, blah, blah. And then another girl that was from the same group was also involved in another plot with the suicide belt, but she didn't set hers off because she saw members of her family wherever she was, and she ran to them. So it was kind of giving varying degrees of this Stockholm syndrome going on, right? Because they were captured. So the interesting part was it was starting to talk about how, you know, these girls could have finally been, instead of just being like in the countries they come from, it's pretty much just you cook, you clean, and you get married. You know what I mean? And whereas here, where they were kidnapped, but they were finally being given a purpose, a higher purpose. You know, they were able to make someone happy. They were being someone's wife. They were assisting in these plots to take over the world. You know, as bad as they are to us, to them, they were actually being given a purpose rather than just sitting around and cooking and being a maid and a slave. You know,
right?
Slavery by another name. These girls were actually being given a purpose. So it brought up an interesting thing that it's going to be really weird to have to
readjust the girls,
readjust them, recondition. I don't know. The author used recondition, and I think that was very intentional because it was like bringing up the controversy that it, you know, yes, these girls were kidnapped by an evil organization, quote unquote, because we're Western, we think they're evil, but you know, other people might not think that.
Right.
And they actually gave them a purpose. You can't argue with that.
Right.
And so I think that's why the author used the word reconditioned, because it's
So,
like we got to recondition them to be
like Pavlov's dog.
passive. Exactly. That's how I took it. I was like, oh man, it's super intentional to have used that word, right?
And so the metaphor continues.
Yeah, but anyway, it is readjust them, you know, reacquaint them with the world, that sort of thing. Like when a soldier gets back from war, that.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna now have to tell them. What do you tell them? No, it's not, because a lot of those girls that they were interviewing were seeing it as, well, I'm doing something. I'm being helpful now. How are you supposed to tell them? Yeah,
you were helping the wrong guys.
you were helping the wrong people. It's not good. Like they're just gonna take that. It's not good to be helpful. You know, like it's gonna be super weird.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. So like get someone to separate their idea of like, especially like Stockholm syndrome people, because they're brainwashed pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should cover Stockholm syndrome real quick, right?
So yeah. Well, for anyone who doesn't know, Stockholm syndrome is pretty much like if you get kidnapped, you become so attached to your kidnappers that you believe that your kidnapping is okay, and that it's completely justified to like stick by your kidnappers.
Yep.
Yeah. Layman's terms.
Anyway, go on.
So yeah, to get someone to get out of that might be a bit difficult because it depends on how good these guys are at doing that.
The people that like the counselors and stuff.
They've showed like they're really adept at manipulating people, because you get like these people from countries that are completely unrelated to the Middle East, like American citizens, British citizens, like just going over and joining up with like ISIS and, well, obviously Boko Haram. But it's like, how is this like possible? Because, you know, they go around like killing people, and then you have them blowing up, well, what is it, like town centers and stuff like that, and people see the devastation that it causes, and then I'm not sure what gets in their heads that makes them think it's okay, or that they want to join up, actually, because I don't know, I would feel like at some point you would think to yourself that you might run into someone you know, like on a bombing mission or something, and it'd be like, could you kill that person? I mean, to them it might seem like they're just killing a whole bunch of strangers, but like you said with that girl who had the belt, she didn't want to blow up her.
She saw her family.
She saw her family. So it's like, do they just kill because they want to, but they don't want to have to feel the guilt of killing people they actually
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we like okay, so yeah, she escaped, right? But they didn't have an interview with that girl, so we don't know if she was like that snapped her out of it, or if she was just like, well, I don't want to kill people, like faceless murders versus murder having a face, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to murder people I know, you know. So if she would have seen anybody else, it would have been like, oh, whatever, you know. So we don't really know in that particular case, and it could go either way, you know, because everybody would experience something like that differently.
Right.
Like there was a while back, there was that story where the girl when she kept in like a backyard, like the guy kidnapped her, and he kept her in like a back house, like literally for like 18 years, and she had like 2 kids with him, and she thought it was okay, but just it was always a little weird that she was always kept in like the back house, and like the neighbors like never saw her out, and finally like she just walked out of the yard or something. It was just like as soon as she walked out, she was like, man, this is not okay, and she like took off.
It's
man.
like she crosses the threshold of like the gate in the front yard.
Yeah,
and
it was
just,
something.
like,
it was something like that, and it was just really weird.
She
and-
just snapped.
yeah.
She had an epiphany.
Hmm?
She had an epiphany at that moment. when
At
she
that
crossed.
exact moment, she was just, like,
Shakespearean soliloquy.
yeah, she
followed.
got kidnapped. I think
The
when she was like
spotlight came
3.
down.
I think she got kidnapped when she was 3.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, and so then she gets out, right? And the family had already thought she was dead and all that stuff. So it was like super weird. Like now you have this woman, right?
Yeah. Was she
she's like
educated at
22.
all?
No.
She was 3 when she was kidnapped. Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like during?
Yeah,
time she was there.
like did he?
Oh,
did
I
he,
don't
like,
know. I have no
bother
idea if
teaching
she
her how to
was-
read, math.
Probably
I have no
not.
idea. Maybe. You know, I mean, but
I mean, if she's smarter, it's more easy for her to,
it's
escape.
easy for her to figure out
and
that
yeah,
this is wrong.
and this isn't
you know?
right. So, what would you do if you were kidnapping someone?
Oh God. Well, I don't think I would want to kidnap anyone. I mean,
Hypothetically,
because
if
it
you
just-
were.
It just presents so many complications.
It's too much work.
Put him in a hole.
Exactly, because you have to involve yourself in like feeding that person. You have to make sure that they have access to facilities like bath, bathing and using the lavatory, and then you have to make sure that obviously that they don't try to escape, and you have to ensure that they're not harmed because what's the point of kidnapping someone if they're like if you're killing them in the process? I mean, the point of having kidnapped someone is because you want them alive, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's just so much trouble, and then the whole point of like keeping them from escaping, that becomes complicated too.
That's why they brainwash them. It's the easiest thing to do. Or I mean, like it makes the overall thing the easiest way to do it.
Right.
Because then you don't have to work as hard. Because they're willing to put out a little bit.
What is the appeal in kidnapping someone anyway?
Power and control, no?
I
Yeah, I would think,
guess.
yeah.
I mean, like, let's say if you were like trying to kidnap the president or kidnap like some like diplomat abroad or something.
Someone with money.
Or someone with money. It's, I guess, something about power control or something like that.
Well, no, even if you were kidnapping just like a kid off the street, it would be power and control, wouldn't it? Because then like this person could have control over this other.
Well, I
being,
mean,
right?
yeah, but there's something different
just
associated
one,
with
that-
like
yeah, that's just like one facet of it. It could be
Yeah, like
pedophilia. It could be.
mhm.
yeah.
Um,
I guess the motivation is
yeah,
what changes.
the
kidnapping.
motivation would be the different thing, but I think the overarching, like generalization you could make is power and control. It just depends on the motive,
Right.
you know. Because like, for example, somebody could kidnap a grown
Both.
woman and like brainwash her into marrying him because he, for whatever reason, can't find a spouse or is obsessed with that person, right? And now
Oh,
that's not like
that's just
pedophilia
creepy.
and everything, but it is still he has control over this person's feelings and life now, right?
And that is still a felony.
It's always a felony.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't kidnapping not be a felony?
Ah.
But I will add this: it's been harder and harder to kidnap kids now. Because before you could just buy a bag of candy from the dollar store, but now you gotta have a mobile internet site with
You gotta have
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You gotta have vape juice. That stuff's expensive now. It's getting more and more expensive to kidnap kids.
Well, I'd also figure with all the Amber Alerts that pop up on cell phones and stuff, it also gets a little harder in that department, don't you think?
Yeah, but it's just
You
more
have
expensive. It's
memes.
cost prohibitive now. Yeah, you gotta sell memes to these kids.
The entry barriers too high now.
Yeah, the entry
But at the
barrier is too
same
high
time-
now. You can't just be an amateur kidnapper. You got to be a professional. You got to be trained.
But at the
You
same
know?
time, it's kind of easier
It's like Dota too.
to kidnap a kid. Because,
Oh yeah,
if you
kids
think
are
about
stupid.
it, we're looking at our phones all the time and you're always looking down. You're never looking up.
Yeah, Gus with the real talk right here.
Yeah,
No,
so it's
but-
very easy if you think about it.
But you're gonna be taking
mean-
a selfie so you can see him coming.
and
so
I
it's
see
even-
from you and
Look,
from
he's
the front.
look, the kidnapper's photo bomb.
That's why you come from the sides.
I mean,
You
I
have-
guess I don't want to see. I don't want to look at my phone. So
So what? You would catch the kidnapper like the second before he chloroforms you,
But you have the thoughty filter
or
on.
the black bag over the head.
And you have
As
to make
soon,
sure you
as
drop the
as soon
phone.
as he picks up the phone though and sees that you took a snap with a thoughty filter, he's just like, I'm not kidnapping this child.
Screw it.
Stay. You're gonna have a shittier life if you stay out here anyway. Or maybe he will kidnap him. He or she will
brainwash him to
kidnap
make
him. Yeah, and
be a
make-
real person.
yeah, and not be a thoughty anymore. And then he'll reintroduce them to society, and now we would have benefited from having one less thoughty.
Kidnap
Maybe-
bodies.
Maybe there should be an
Kidnap a
industry
generation?
for kidnapping thoughties, people who use the thoughty filter.
Batman.
You kidnap them.
Didn't
You brainwash them to not use the thoughty filter, and then you reintegrate them back into society. Now former thoughties.
But
Yeah.
you
Well,
use
why
the
not
Latin
just let the
filter.
government take over that?
Why would the government just kidnap people? They don't do that, Isaac.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Crisis actors.
I'm just gonna blink with both eyes, double wink. Do you know that blinking with one eye is just winking?
Amazing.
Wow.
Mind blown.
Mind blown. You're gonna take the red pill or the blue pill, Isaac?
I don't know.
How do you know space is real if you've never been there?
Ooh.
Because of the.
How do you know your life is
Effects
not
of
a
motion and
TV
gravity.
show? And we're all actors except you.
Crisis
That would
actors.
be a deception that I think would break me apart.
The Truman Show. Poor Isaac.
I could have sworn you used the thoughty filter.
No, I used the.
FYI, Nick is a thought.
What did I use? I used the cop one. The police
Oh.
filter.
No. You took a picture with the thoughty filter.
You used
Did
the
I?
thoughty
When did I do
filter?
that? Was it at the bar, at the hookah bar?
No, I've seen your snap before.
Did I do one with the thotty? Why do
For
I
everyone
want
that doesn't know what the thoughty filter is, it's on Snapchat and it's just kind of like the dog filter, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
it's a
Like, it's
dog
like a dog
nose,
nose and dog
a
ears,
dog ears,
and a dog
then
tongue.
Dog
Yeah.
tongue if you open your mouth.
Yeah, don't do that ever again.
All right. Okay. Well
I
then,
don't use any
any-
filters.
Isaac's like
I woke
Isaac's-
up like
Isaac's
this.
Isaac's like, I'm a straight edge on Snapchat. I don't use any additives.
I don't even use Snapchat.
I saw a meme.
Oh, you're extra straight edge.
Isaac's thoughtiness comes from within.
I saw I saw a Scott Pilgrim meme where it was like, "Oh, I don't drink. This is just Coke Zero," and it was like Scott Pilgrim, the Toronto straight edge.
Didn't you? It's like, weren't you drunk? Really drunk that one time? No. All right. So we'll be moving on to our next topic. So we will take a quick break, and we'll see you guys after the break.
Do you want a shout out given? Would you like us to plug your YouTube channel or your own podcast, even your Instagram? Send us an email at thebitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. That's thebitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. Also, hit us up on Instagram or our Facebook page.
So our next main topic of this week. Oh, welcome back from the break, by the way. Niche. Our next main topic, Isaac is actually going to lead us into. All I wrote down was Captain Planet. Isaac, explain Captain Planet, and it's not the TV show. I wish it was.
No. Well, I mean, the TV show is pretty awesome. But, no, it's not referring to the cartoon at all. So I actually did a little bit of background research on this guy. And apparently he was a crew member of a ship called the Sea Shepherd, which, if I remember correctly, is a ship that was being filmed for Discovery Channel for a show called Whale Wars. So...
Like in South Park. I know.
I think I remember the ship. Yeah.
So what happens is this guy gets off of that ship after a problem or something. It was like their ship having been struck by a Chinese ship or Japanese or something. And they were almost pretty much killed. So he gets off, decides to give up his family, his job, his money in the pursuit of
Happiness.
well, I guess if happiness means putting a gun to someone's face because they kill animals, then yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I mean, if it makes them happy.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So that's what he does. He leads a group of, I'm not sure what to call them. They're called conservationists.
Yeah,
Environmental militias.
Mind you, when I read the article, the words that stood out to me were military trained elite strike force.
Yeah, so these guys are like ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Green Berets, like serious commando kind of guys.
They're the shit.
So these guys are scary. And they're scary, but they're fighting for animals? So...
They don't judge?
Yeah, I'm not judging at all. What I'm saying is, when do you really get to see a force like that work conservation? Because you see like the people that usually work on like game reserves and stuff to prevent poaching and whatnot.
They're just Chris Pratt.
I guess. They what are they armed with?
Maybe a handgun or an elephant rifle or something, just in case a animal rushes them. I don't
And a
know.
taser.
Taser.
Yeah, but for most of the
Some
time
batons.
they have trank guns. They deal with animals most of the time.
Yeah. These
So
guys
they're
are
not
armed
equipped.
with M4s and grenades.
They're not
and-
equipped to
Desert
take on
Eagles
poachers who actually have like lethal weapons.
Yeah.
So
Lethal Weapon 5.
They made
the
that movie.
conservation.
Lethal Weapon 6, The Conservationist.
So what happens is they go most of the time they work at sea and they work in I believe the
Japan, where they poach whales.
well they work right below Japan I believe.
Have you ever worn whale blubber underwear, though?
Does it feel good?
No, I
Isaac,
can't
you
say
haven't
that.
lived.
I
We'll go on with your story.
I don't know how to answer that. But yeah, so they work within the oceans, like below Japan and stuff. So like in the Thailand sort of area, and they go ahead and stop people from like poaching like turtles or certain types of fish.
Yeah.
They prevent people from going into. Well, I can't say you can call it a park, but it's more like a aquatic reserve for like endangered species, and they go ahead and they board people's boats and put guns to their faces, telling them to like put their hands up and let them search the ship. And they do like they run drills all the time, and they go to people's bases. Like they have a base in Cuba, or no, not Cuba. It's Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, where they just like send drones to like do like surveillance on people's warehouses to check if they have animals coming into port and stuff. And they've put trackers on boats like in the middle of the night while the
my
crew's
God.
sleeping
Jeez.
to track where the boat is going, to like check for like secret rendezvous and stuff. Yeah, so these guys are legitimately scary,
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
they're like hunting animal poachers.
It's for a good cause.
Yeah, so
Have they killed anybody?
no, they don't. They haven't killed
Okay.
anyone, and in fact, I believe if I remember correctly, they're actually sanctioned. Like they actually work for the local government, like in Puerto Rico. So that's how they get their money. Because I believe the guy, like, to get the group together, he like put like together a whole bunch of like dossiers and whatnot of certain individuals that he thought were good enough to like join the group and that fit like his specific like requirements. And so he told them, like, if you join with me, I will pay you $200 every day out of my own pocket. And so like
Badass.
he's pretty
Damn.
much broke at
Alright.
this point. So like the government pays for their stuff. But
We're government funded.
government funded.
We're government funded
PETA has
conservationists.
nothing on that.
No, because PETA doesn't hold a gun to your head. They just start holding guilt over your head, and then
Throw
paint.
paint on you.
yeah, they throw paint and.
Well,
fish guts
what's
and
that?
stuff.
What's that? Like conservation, animal conservation, like terrorist group. I forget what they're called.
Over the top PETA.
I don't know.
No, there's
It's
just
PETA?
like they go into like pounds and stuff, and or like laboratories, and they set free the animals and like hold the workers at gunpoint and stuff when they do that.
Ooh.
I forget what they're called, but like that, except the government's okay with it. So,
no.
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It
Captain
is.
Planet.
That's pretty cool. I read the article and I was just like, man, that's so cool. I'll definitely put that one in link dump. I know last week's link dump was pretty lacking, but this week's, yeah, that article was super cool. I was just like, this guy right here, this is such a badass. Because they show like some pictures of him and he's just like walking through the jungle.
Yeah.
You see that picture where he had like a big ass machete and an M4 on his chest? And I'm just like, this guy right here.
Do they
He's a
call
government-
him Captain Planet, or is that just like a nickname?
It was a
The
nickname
article
that they
gave
called
him.
him, yeah.
Well, it's just
okay.
the name of the article.
It was just the
There
name of
you
the
go.
article, but like, it's gonna stick.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's like, who are you? I'm Captain Planet.
Captain
He's
Planet
just
turns
gonna
into
wear a
Batman.
green Batman
It's,
suit.
Yeah.
it's gonna be Christopher Nolan's next gritty movie.
Captain Planet. They might.
Captain
hey.
Planet reboot
Without
without the kids and only the
without all
commander.
that
But it's
Without
gonna-
the kids. No
But it's gonna
whiny
be like
kids,
the new Superman, be
No.
like really dark. For
Yeah.
some,
Some pale
yeah.
green hair guy.
No pale green hair. Significantly more guns. Some more
Wow.
killing.
No tights.
No tie. Well, he might have tights. You know.
Well, he might wear a wetsuit, but I'm not sure about tights.
He might have tights under his cargo pants because you know it gets cold out there.
Well, what would tights do? I mean,
Not
Keep it
tights,
warm.
but you know, like long johns. Like
oh, okay,
Johns.
well, long.
Like Under Armour stuff.
yeah, Under Armour. He might get cold. You never know, Isaac. Okay.
All right,
Gotta think.
I can get behind that.
Gotta think about these things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's cool.
yeah, it's super cool. I read the article. It was pretty neat. So I'll definitely have to.
They're hunting the dentist right now. Like
The
other-
one that killed Cecil the Lion.
Yeah, they're hunting him now.
Like the most dangerous game kind of style.
What if they want once like eventually? So he's done with his mission, right? They kill all the whale poachers, and then he's just
They
like
kill all the whales.
they kill all the
Oh,
whales and the
Japan.
whale poachers. Hell, listen, if you killed all the whales, wouldn't that take care of the whale poachers?
They'd go to find something else to poach.
Well, that's not the only thing they're poaching. They're actually poaching great whites, dolphins.
Okay, if
a
you
bunch of
kill all
other-
the sea life, wouldn't that take care of all the poachers?
Yeah, but that would stagnate the biome of the ocean, and that would be bad.
And also, certain perfumes will go way up in cost. You need that ambergris, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? We could still buy. We could still buy that Britney Spears perfume,
You can still buy Axe body spray.
Max Body Spray. I'm good with that.
Lady Gaga blood perfume.
Yeah, but then like there would be no like
Chanel
nothing
number
to
5.
regulate-
Charlie Sheen made a perfume yet with his or perfume
Cologne.
cologne with his blood yet?
Who?
Charlie Sheen.
Was that a thing that was supposed to happen?
Wait,
No,
doesn't
he
he have
should.
AIDS?
Yes, he does.
He has AIDS. Yeah.
Why would you do with his blood then?
You can't get
Instantly.
AIDS from spraying it on you. Just don't have an open cut.
It's like
Don't have an open wound when you spray on this.
it's like you can't get contaminated by carrying the Kiss. What is it? Comic book that has actually their blood in it.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a comic book that they donated blood and it's actually inside the ink of the comic book.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
Gus is like, I have it in my room.
That'd
framed.
be framed and hidden in a safe.
It's framed and hidden, but if it overheats and it starts running and it just
well.
My
I mean,
walls start
I mean,
bleeding.
at the temperature of like 200 degrees, like
Isaac,
DNA,
don't take it literally.
DNA starts unzipping. So
All right. So we're gonna take another short break, and we'll be back with our final topic. Final topic for this week. Gus is actually leading it because all I wrote was comic, arrow, movie, animated adaptions. Go.
So
As
big
you
movies,
can tell, I read shitty notes.
big movies, big TV shows, but movies, comic books are the big thing right now. Before comic books, the big thing that came up for me was the Star Wars Rogue One.
Mhm.
Great. It didn't show too much, didn't show too little. I was happy about
It
that.
was a lot better trailer than the Force Awakens
Force
stuff.
Awakens, yes. And Forrest Whitaker's in it.
Huh?
Forrest Whitaker's in it.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh, it's gonna be cool. But I'm liking, and what's really cool is it's the story of how they stole the plans.
Oh,
Death
Jedi
Star?
to the first Death Star.
No, Jedi.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna get good.
yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So that one's high on my list right now.
get good spelled incorrectly.
Yeah, get
Get
good.
goods
It's gonna be good.
with a little Quagmire in it for all you Family Guy fans. I'm not a big fan of it, but I like watching it. But
What a hypocrite.
Isn't that
Yeah.
contradictory?
it's Family Guy.
Okay.
Contradicts everything that they do. But the biggest thing, yeah, Civil War is alright. Suicide Squad, yeah, it's okay. But Batman: The Killing Joke, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill coming
Once
back
again.
to play Joker and Batman, and Tara Strong playing as Barbara, where she played in the animated version. I was like, that's gonna be really cool. And like,
A return to form.
and this movie
Yeah.
is an animated. It's an animated movie that's rated R.
right? Yeah.
And this thing is gonna be awesome. I love the style and everything.
Wait, is it going to be releasing in theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like a release over
On
Like a
DVD or
DVD?
anything? No, it's
No, it's
theaters.
gonna be a theater.
Which is it? I mean, it's
'Cause you don't really
a
see
superhero
cartoon.
animated. Yeah, it's a cartoon. Just call it a cartoon. You don't see cartoons in theaters wide release. See, this is the interesting part though.
Not like before.
We don't know if it's gonna be wide release. That hasn't been confirmed. It could be like when Dragon Ball comes out in theaters. It's like, yeah, there's 3 theaters for 3 days. Good luck.
Mhm.
Yep.
But it'll come out on DVD like 2 weeks later, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
If Warner Brothers smart, which
they'll do a wide release because people will buy that shit up.
this is like the most anticipated. This is like one of the best comics out of oh my god, I can't
Batman
believe-
history, like
Yeah.
in general.
And
It's
the-
so good.
I
It's
forgot
so
the creator's
short.
name. I'm so sorry. I forgot the creator of the comic book, but
I mean, I have
it's
it
one
somewhere,
of the
but-
best stories. It's amazing. It's really gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then how they kind of step out of character, Batman and Joker. Then
I like it. Oh, no spoilers, but it's so good.
it's really good. Read
Actually,
the comic. I
Okay,
recommend
so
it.
Check,
But
check.
the movie-
essentially, like Batman Killing Joke is it shows the comic shows the origins
Mhm.
of Joker. Hold on, let me look up the artist real quick and the author.
Parents are gonna be
And
like,
I believe the art in it is like from various artists, but the actual writer.
Wait, wasn't one
Okay, here we go.
the artist and the story writer?
Anyway, Batman: The Killing Joke. It was a one-shot comic released in March of 1988. Sorry, Alan Moore was the writer. Alan Moore wrote Watchmen. There you
but
go.
He also did the drawings for the comic, didn't he?
No,
Yeah, that was
Brian
various
Brian
artists.
Bullard was the artist
Mark
for the
what?
team. Brian Bullard,
Brian.
Boland.
Boland. Okay.
And
And
there
there's
there
some
was a
more, too.
colorist, but I mean,
There's
those are yeah.
wide range of people.
I could have sworn I remembered like there was one who actually wrote a story for the Batman comic and then like drew everything himself too.
Yeah, there's one guy that does that. He's as far as I remember, maybe did he do the Halloween one? Long Halloween? No, that was someone else. There's one where the writer does it both. Anyway, so the important part of this is to take away is that so Watchmen dealt a lot with like the psychology of like superheroes and stuff, right?
Right.
That's what they do with the Joker, which is super interesting because yeah, okay, Joker's psychotic and stuff, right? But why is he psychotic? So it goes and it explains a little bit, but it instead of like the psychoticness is amplified to another level because the Joker, like again, I guess without spoilers, I would have spoiled it if they weren't making a movie out of it. But now that they're making a movie out of it, I guess it kind of restarts that number.
And the other thing
But he
is-
does like a horrible thing, and it's just like, what? And then you can kind of connect what he did to like the recent Batman video games too.
Yeah,
Like that actually, if you think about it, that's a similar Joker. It has to be a Joker that took similar origins, because of the implications that it caused for that Batman universe that they used for the games, which makes sense because Conroy voices that Batman.
Yeah.
So realistically, they might be connected. Like that was one of their influences.
like in what is it, the Arkham Knight? They kind of go back to it,
Yeah,
the comic book,
they
and
bring
then they
up-
talk
mhm.
about the whole Jason Todd thing,
Yeah,
where he becomes the Red Hood and all that.
yeah, because
Spoiler.
that Joker
That's
causes
been out for long enough.
that Joker
I'm
causes
messing with you.
the Robin thing to happen too. Anyway, so this Joker is a lot more amplified than anything we've ever seen in any of the Batman movies.
Like Heath Ledger, kind of like off.
Even worse.
off
Like
the
it's
rails?
even more.
Like
It's more. It's
the
way
trailer
more.
kind of speaks to itself, where they have the Joker just having his hands on his head, laughing.
Yeah.
actually. It's
So like the Jared
really-
Leto.
It's
No.
it's more. It's
It's-
like you have to read it. I can't spoil. I'll spoil it for you afterwards. I'm recording, but
no,
like,
I was just trying to get like.
it's
the-
more.
the-
It's just
the
like
comic.
Basically,
like Manson,
you need
Charlie
movie
Manson,
making.
You need
Like
a
an
lasso.
OJ.
You need 2 people holding a lasso, one of those little things around your neck while wearing a straitjacket in a safe room.
Yeah, this is
You
he's
need
pretty
to be
crazy.
you need guns on your head type of thing.
Yeah, he's pretty insane, and it's such a good comic book. It's so short,
Well written.
and it just ends. It just like it literally just ends.
Like on a cliffhanger? Or?
It just ends. It closes it up. There's no room for interpretation. There's no room for
loose
what's gonna
ends?
happen after.
Mhm.
There's no loose ends. It just ends. It's just that's the end of it. It's a one shot. That's it.
It's its
People-
own thing.
Huh?
It's its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own thing. That's why when people reference it, they like pull influences from it, but it's not a direct continuation of the Killing Joke. Usually, it's just like, yeah, that Joker is. If the comic would have ended open ended, that Joker is our Joker, or our Joker did the same thing that Joker did. Ours just it ended differently, or that Batman is our Batman kind of thing.
Right.
But it's never a continuation from it because you can't do a continuation from it.
Right.
It's so good, and it's actually the only Batman Alan Moore wrote.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Frank Miller did Batman, he just did one and it was just like, I'm done.
Yep.
He did The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Returns, and it was just like, I'm done.
Which is really good too. Yeah, there was another comic book that was actually I wanted to start reading. It's called Death of a Family.
That's
And,
good. I've read it. It's good.
It looks really good from the little previews I've seen. And I was like, if Killing Joke does a really good job being so gritty and everything, and I think Death of the Family is supposed to be even darker,
It's the same.
right? It's probably going to open up more doors to do these more gritty comic book movies, maybe animated or probably
Live
more
action.
animated.
I think
Live
I
action
think they'll
doesn't
get
do
away
it
with it
justice.
more.
You think that trend's
it
gonna
would.
continue?
Okay, it would do it justice because Deadpool did its
Oh, yeah.
source material justice. The
But I'm
thing
talking
is
about like Warner Brothers, period.
that Warner Brothers is gonna have to learn not to give Zack Snyder the reins.
Yeah.
Now the thing is though is that will they? This is the problem with the superhero movies though. When people go to see a superhero movie, they want the Avengers. They don't want this other stuff. They don't want the real. They want the Avengers. That's exactly why like a lot of the DC movies haven't done so well lately because now the Avengers has been out and people are like, we want that. We want silly one-liners. We always want the good guys to win. We don't want to think about the consequences. Because, okay, when they have a big-ass fight, right?
Right.
The same shit happens. People die. But Man of Steel, or rather the beginning of Batman v Superman decided to look at the consequences of that and say, holy shit, they crushed a bunch of buildings and all these people died. Oh man, that's not cool. Where the Avengers are like, nah, people got out. We know people got out, right? They don't think of it.
We don't
It's
gotta pay for anything.
because historically, like, superhero movies have been fun. The thing you go see in the summer. Nobody wants to connect these superheroes to the real stuff.
Right.
So while I would like to see these movies be live action, I don't think they will. One, because Warner Bros. Is going to be like, really? Like, that's just what people are going to want, This is going to suck.
I mean,
Two.
you also got to keep in mind that superhero movies were made for kids. You got to think about that, and not for adults necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily for adults.
And like, there's a lot of kids that went to watch the Superman movie, and that's the only Superman that they know.
Yeah.
You got to think about that too.
Mhm.
They're not gonna see Superman the same light that, like, say, like we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Or people
And
watch
do you
Christopher
even
Reeve
think
or-
like they could remake that comic?
Well, that's
into,
like why
like,
Watchmen
live
didn't do.
action?
That's why Watchmen got like panned so much because people were like, "It's a superhero movie," and then it was like, "Well, I mean, would you give your 12-year-old Watchmen to read?" No, my 12-year-old don't read. But jokes aside, it's like I wouldn't give a 12-year-old Watchmen to read. It's pretty heavy, and it's like they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna appreciate it, and they're gonna just be like, "Why is that? Why did the comedian rape Silver Spectre?" And it's like,
Or
well,
like
because he was
what's
a
the deal with Dr. Manhattan and yeah.
why does Dr. Manhattan not wear pants? It's like.
Why doesn't Bugs Bunny wear pants?
Exactly, that's my question.
Damn.
real questions here. But Jose is right. Not
fun.
every superhero movie. Superhero movies were for kids, but at the same time, not every superhero movie is for kids.
Or
you gotta
not
think about it
every
that way. It's not for that.
superhero is for
You don't
Mhm.
have to make. If I'm gonna make a superhero movie, I don't have to make it for that audience. But the thing is how are you supposed to tell your audience that you're not doing that? Without limiting your audience, like it's a hard question. So that's where your rating system comes in. But as we saw with Deadpool, that didn't work because they still took kids to go see it, and then people were like, "I can't believe that happened." And it's like, it's rated R. Did you not?
Yeah.
It's rated R.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Oh well, it's Marvel. Okay, but did you see the R rating? Did you think that was a joke? Like, well, I thought
Deadpool's
Captain.
funny,
I thought Tony Stark was playing a joke on us. You know, I don't know. The point is that they should have. I think it's fine to have these movies, you know, and be gritty. I hate that word. I think just explore different topics with these heroes.
Yeah.
But with you know, going back to, I want to see them live action, but I think they're going to be animated. And the third reason I was going to bring up was the voice actors.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Conroy as Batman,
and
I love Mark Hamill as Joker. Those are my picks. They can't be the live action
No,
versions.
they have to be the
They
animated.
can be the voice ones. I'd rather see it animated. If there's what's the movie? The Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
That movie is one of the greatest Batman animated movies I've ever seen. It's so good. It is so good. But
So you don't think that the transition to live action, the medium or the material, the source material, wouldn't be able to survive the jump?
it could. It's just you're gonna have to pick a good Batman and a good Joker, and you can't change them every year.
Like Christian Bale did a really good job as Batman.
Yeah.
That was
a good
the
Batman.
best. You know,
I could see that
DC.
Batman be the one in the Killing Joke.
And you see, like, he didn't even like the role
No.
exactly
Yeah.
because he feels like he wasn't interesting as far as like the character of Batman goes.
he didn't think he was a good
No,
Batman. That was the thing.
he was a good. I liked him when he was Bruce Wayne. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
His Bruce Wayne was very charming,
Yeah.
very suave. He was very much. I liked his Bruce Wayne a lot. His Batman, I mean, was just I'm Batman. Realistically, like
It's Nicolas Cage.
realistically, Batman is just Bruce Wayne with a mask. You know, so your Bruce Wayne has to be a good start. If your Bruce Wayne's not a good start, then you don't have a good Batman.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
I mean, there you go. What was my other favorite animated Batman was when once again Kevin Conroy did Batman Begins, or not Batman Begins, Batman Beyond, right?
Lit.
When he
Dude,
was Batman
Batman
Beyond,
Beyond.
that
He was an
Batman,
old
that Bruce Wayne, that was so good.
Yeah.
And it, you know, that's why I think that.
Son of Batman.
So where the Son of Batman was good, but the voice acting did leave
That's
a
what
little
I
bit,
was-
but the story was good.
The story was phenomenal.
Red Hood was good.
Red
Red
Hood was
Hood.
amazing.
Year one was good.
Year one was good. That was Ben McKenzie
Yeah.
being. You see, the thing is they had gotten him like a few years after the OC was out, so he didn't have a lot of his enunciation that he does in Gotham.
Mhm.
So his Batman is actually kind of boring. He's very much just kind of like flat, like just explaining what he's doing. Even when he's talking to the criminals, there's not much emotion. But the actual adaptation was really good.
Yeah.
But you see where they can adapt it, I think the source material, it could survive live action, but they'll have the most to source in animated, because I think they're less scared to have you know, Batman murder somebody, you know, like he might do in one of the comics. You know, they're less scared to do that because it's animated. You know,
Right.
they're less scared to would that spoil the latest movie?
Yes.
The Batman Dark Knight Returns, when he fucking just like, because he stabs Superman with the kryptonite in the cartoon, right?
yeah.
He just like stabs him
Was
with
it-
it.
wasn't
It's
it?
the arrow.
Was
The arrow with it, yeah. There you
Arrow.
go. Like he literally intended to kill him
Oh, and
because Superman was a bitch for the government. That's why he wanted to kill him.
Did you
Because
ever watch,
Superman was supposed to kill Batman.
Did you ever watch Superman Red Sun?
No, I did not watch that one.
Because it's presented sort of like a comic form.
Okay.
But there's an interesting story where Superman, or it shows what would have happened if Superman had landed in Russia rather than
God.
Kansas.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about that.
And so
That's awesome.
it's a pretty amazing thing. You should definitely look into.
Okay.
But the part is where instead of Batman having appeared in America,
He
Gotham,
appears in-
he appears in Russia,
Mm.
but he's like a totally like twisted Batman.
Oh man, all right.
Even Wonder Woman shows up and Green Lantern show up as
Yeah.
Red Suns. And it was like, okay, it showed up in
That's cool.
when I found out about it, it was on the Injustice video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
Let's
okay,
look
I gotta
into
check
it.
this out.
But the Wonder Woman in the Red Sun is pretty much the same Wonder Woman.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely Batman and Superman that changed in that movie. I definitely recommend you guys like check that one out because Batman in that one's like you thought Bruce Wayne's history was pretty bad and tragic. Well, this one like takes the cake.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
It is awful.
Anyway, any final thoughts? Or...
No.
All right. You know, with ending on that comic book note. This has been the Bits and Pieces podcast. So we're gonna go ahead and take off. Oh, I guess the last commercial break was.
Commercials there.
I got to figure something out for that.
Mountain Dew
I
and
have it,
Doritos.
okay, I have my notes. One side is the audio breaks. Everything I put in for the audio. So like the first one I put in our the Extra Life thing that we recorded.
Right.
Then the next one is a music break. Then the next one is the it's telling people that, hey, if you want us to plug something, go ahead and email us what you want us to say, and then I'll plug it, right? You know, so if
Right.
like someone wants us to talk about their Instagram or video or vlogs or whatever they do. Okay. But you know, I don't have anything for this one. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll either do another music break or something.
My stream.
Video side, I do. I put in the Extra Life promo,
Right.
and then the, you know, when I finish the next one, it'll be another Extra Life promo somewhere in there, and then I do the plug, and then I think there's one more, but I don't have enough because we did more topics than we usually do. So
Yeah.
I need to figure something out. Anyway, that has been the Bits and Pieces podcast, episode 48. I think it's this week, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're middle-aged.
yeah. Right. Signing off. This has been Nick,
Miguel.
Gus?
Isaac.
And Jose.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Adios.